Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a good evening. So today I want to talk about why I think the X1 blockchain is going to be better than Pulse. So taking a look at the light paper in a little bit more detail, right? Let's read up here on the performance of the what we'll have in the X1 blockchain. Um, it has been thoroughly speed tested, resulting in the ability to system 1 second block times and 1400 transactions per second, roughly 100 times faster than the current version of the Ethereum blockchain. 100 times faster, right? XN serves as the backbone of the X1 blockchain, possessing extensive utility within its ecosystem. The consensus algorithm closely follows the approach of Polygon, right? So, utilize a delegated proof of stake mechanism. XN holders can earn rewards by staking their coins or actively participating as validators and block producers, bolstering the network security and governance mechanism. So basically, 100 times faster than Ethereum as it currently is, right? Now, what I think is going to happen with the X1 blockchain is that it's it's going to be all those things that we kind of hope the post chain would be. And so, when you think about the purpose of having a blockchain, what is it, the purpose of, at least what the purpose was, even if you look at something like the post ecosystem, it was because the projects that were basically produced on Ethereum as such, they were just it was too costly to the community, right? So they're sending all this money off to Ethereum. So it only makes sense that if you're sending all that money off to Ethereum, right, that it would probably make sense to contain that within your own ecosystem. All that money is going bye bye. And so the problem with that was that the relief wasn't then really getting to the given over to the community. It was more of the same, in some cases worse. Um, Now, not only does that not encourage new people to use the chain, but it just didn't serve as any solution for even having a blockchain to a great degree, right? But if you look at the approach the Zen is taking, it's using Polygon technology, right? And I've always liked Polygon. It also shows that Polygon, the structure in which they're incorporating the Polygon technology, right, with the blockchain, it already has the consensus mechanism in it, right? So, it's not going to be this long drawn out process like what you got with Post Chain. It's something that they can probably literally have up in a few weeks. So they can pretty much launch it anytime they wish. Now, in a sense, I'm glad that what they did was they did kind of go ahead, let Post Chain launch, see a lot of issues with Post Chain, and now they can come around and they're able to create a blockchain that's a ton more efficient than it, and it's going to give you the usability that many of us are looking for. But not only that, uh, using Polygon like technology, I think it's going to have a very similar effect. And so, what I mean by that is, like, if you look at what happened with Post Chain, it's well below its sacrifice price now, right? It's just nothing really worked out with that. That's made sense to any blockchain in the history of launching blockchains. So what I think will probably likely happen with the X1 blockchain, this XN coin. So let's be clear on that. The XN is the native coin of the X1 blockchain, right? Possessing extensive utility within its ecosystem. So it's not Zen, but it's so Zen kind of reminds me of Hex in that regard, where Zen's going to continue to do its thing on the blockchain. My thoughts are it's going to probably rise up significantly in value sitting on its own chain. But you're going to also have the XN native coin that I think is going to perform very, very well. Now, what I think is probably going to happen is in XN, and these are just my thoughts. It's not financial advice to go out and buy it, but I think that Zen already possessing the community it has, and continually to grow. What you're going to probably likely have, in my opinion, is you're going to have uh, uh, a good appreciation opportunity, right? A good appreciation situation more than likely, which means that it's going to probably operate more so like traditional blockchains luncheon, and that's probably your 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 X's, right? And I think that's probably very likely. I think it's quite likely, just the way they're doing this. I think they're doing it in a smart way. And so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this video today. Um, but because my videos have been running too long, and I also want to take a moment and just talk about the Bitcoin NYK. We will relaunch the inflation token, and we're going to explain a little bit about that in details. And you guys hear me talk about Bitcoin NYK a lot. It is because Bitcoin NYK, so similar to Zen, uses the proof of participation algorithm. It doesn't copy Zen. This actually existed prior to Zen. And through our independent polls, and we've done many, uh, we've been labeled, of all the basic income coins, in other words, universal basic income coins and cryptocurrencies, we've been labeled the best of them all, right? And we've done numerous polls on this. And to be the top cryptocurrency category uh, in anything, right, on the blockchain is phenomenal. So, these are the finest we've found, and we be willing to test that against anybody. But most people walk away, and there's numerous reasons from that. Some people would say the UBI coin done by Proof of Humanity is the number one. Volume wise, it probably is the number one, right? Right. But the process, because it relies on an algorithm called proof of identification, right? Proof of ID, and you, it's so many channels you have to go through for that. Whereas our proof of participation model depends on, you're minting the coins based on activity, right? So if it's all done on activity, there is no need for identification, right? Which is a problem for many, right? On so many scales. Not only it goes against many of the principles of cryptocurrency as far as anonymity, right? And so that just doesn't work. But uh, the other part is, but some people would say, oh, well, what about Sybil attacks, right? And a guy could just arrange a bot, and with that bot, he's able to just keep creating, and he's not actually participating. It's the bot doing it. Well, where the problem comes in on that, or I would say the second level of security, it has to relate to the wallet. So most of our activity is conducted on the Hive blockchain, and if people know about the Hive blockchain, there is a small fee for getting a wallet, but the most wallets that they create, the more cost is going to ensue. So it doesn't become efficient for them to just keep using bots when the process will know if those accounts that aren't participating are going to wallets that aren't, right? And so, we invite you to use Bitcoin and YK. You can thoroughly test that out and see, but ranked number one as far as UBI coins, and for good reason. So let's get over to Bitcoin NYK. Tell you a little bit about the relaunch of the Bitcoin NYK inflation token and how it won't affect you all who already have the inflation token. And we're also going to talk a little bit about how you get more of the inflation token, right? All right, so what's happening today here on Bitcoin NYK, right? Looking at some of the activity from the community as they're minting more and more Bitcoin NYK tokens, right? Again, the best basic income cryptocurrency, the easiest to mint, etc. Right? Just a phenomenal project. But why is the Bitcoin NYK inflation token being relaunched, and what does it mean for those who already have it as such? So basically, it doesn't really mean anything. It kind of exists a classic version and a new updated version. Let's explain why the relaunch needs to happen, right? So what's been happening is that um, what in our model we try to make our user interfaces so identifiable with systems people use every day. And so what happened in cryptocurrency, we have these weird 8 decimal point cryptocurrencies. And so when you're transacting these things, you're dealing with these large numbers, right? So in our updated version, right, and they'll both run side to side, and they'll both continue to be used by the community. Community can, use the ones they're comfortable with. Value will continue to flow in them, but with this is going to work more on a 2 decimal point system. So more like how you spend your current cash in your hand. So 2 pennies, right? Or I'm sorry, the lowest denomination will be like a penny, right? Or 2 decimals, right? For those of you all who don't use like American dollars as such. So, and that's just going to make it just more, identifiable for people to use. And right, it's also going to make it more so when orders are put in on exchanges and such, there's going to be just a level of transactions that we don't go below. And I think some people are going to maybe like that better than the classic in some ways, and maybe some will prefer the classics. But either way, you're going to receive the same amount of the cryptocurrency on in both of the coins, right? And so nothing to miss there, nothing really to change there. You don't have to do anything, uh, nor lose anything, right? You got both are going to exist. You're going to the same policies and process, etc. So anything else? I think that's gonna be it for the video because I'm trying to keep my videos down. You got many of you guys know we could be a bit long-winded on this channel, and I know you guys are pressed for time. A lot of people and just can't get through these videos, and so we're gonna try to cut them down, right? But that's all I want to say in this video. As always, don't forget to join Bitcoin NYK today. If you're a Zen community member, I really think you're gonna like it. It's exactly like Zen, but you can interact with one another, right? So it's like a social network, etc. as well. You talk about your Zen stuff, talk about your Zen projects, talk about your own projects, and maybe get a few more eyes on it, etc. But all that it's all there for you. Enjoy it. That's all I want to say in this video. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.